Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, Central Michigan Stacker. Hey, today I would like to talk about high-end silver. But before I get started with talking about high-end silver and what you have in your stack, let's talk about what's going on with silver and gold. Now, I've always been told and have taken it into advisement over the years that gold and silver have been used as a hedge against inflation. We've been told that it's God's money, that it's real money. It's not just fiat paper that they could print off, like they have trillions and trillions and trillions of. And there's a finite supply of gold and silver on the planet, and everyone knows it. So, what I'm wondering, and maybe you have your own thoughts about it as well, you could leave them in the comments for me. I'd like to go through and find out what y'all think about this. But inflation has kicked in. I mean, I went to the store yesterday with the wife, and we went through the grocery lane, through the meat, and less than a year ago, the exact same steak that I saw yesterday for $20, a T-bone steak, nothing special about it, a one-person steak. It's not like it was going to feed two, three, four different people. A one-person steak, $20. Now, it was less than a year ago. The wife and I used to go in and we would, go shopping together, and I could pick out two steaks for $20. And a lot of times we could get two steaks for under $20. And it wasn't just the one. I looked at 4 or 5 different T-bones and ribeyes and porterhouse, and every one of them $17, $18, $19, $20 a piece. So if you don't think inflation is here and it's going to get worse, I got bad news for you. I believe personally that it is going to get worse, a lot worse, for us little guys. I'm not filthy rich, and I don't think there's many people sitting at home, watching these videos on gold and silver and talking about hedging against inflation that's sitting around on piles of money either. So we're the ones that this inflation is going to hurt the most, honestly. I mean, I looked at the gas price today, and it went from, what I thought was high at 315. It went back down a little bit. It went to like, I don't know, 290, 295. I said, well, there's a little relief. The same day I went back through town, and boom, it jumps up to 339. 339. Whereas a year ago we were paying $1.80 because we were running off of all of our own supply, which we have more than enough of to run our vehicles and homes and everything else that we operate in this country, on our own oil reserves, on our own gas reserves, which is what President Trump opened up for everyone, so that we could enjoy a little bit of, low cost on these things. I mean, I hadn't seen gas that low in over 10 years. And it's because we were running off of our own supply. What I don't understand is if the Democrats are so worried about pushing the Green New Deal, and we want to be off of gasoline and onto solar power and wind power and nuclear power, water, hydropower, then why shouldn't we be using our gas supply? I mean, if we've got oil and gas in this country, why are we just sitting on it? I don't understand. Why does everyone have to pay through the nose in order to get back and forth to work. Yeah, I understand that all these politicians in Washington and across the country that really don't feel the pinch of the gasoline price, you know, could care less because they're not digging into their wallets and having to pay the price that we now pay at the pump, and it's not even a year and we're getting hit like this. It's not going to be funny when another 6 months to a year goes by and we're sitting at $4.50 a gallon for gas. Then what? I mean, personally, I commute. I commute back and forth to work daily, an hour and a half one way. So, even at gas at $2 a gallon, I'm looking at putting $25 a day in my gas tank. Well, at $3.39 going on $3.50 a gallon, I'm looking at putting $35 to almost $40 a day in the gas tank just to make sure I can get back and forth to work. And if there, God forbid, there happens to be an accident on the highway or something and I've got to stop for a half hour, 45 minutes, that I don't run out of gas. And not only that, but are the people who are pushing for everyone to be in an electric vehicle, have they given any thought to traffic jams? Okay, that's great. You can go 200, 300 miles on one charge with your batteries sitting in the back of your electric cars and whatnot. That's great. What happens when you're stuck in traffic for an hour and a half? Because some screwball decided to change lanes without using his blinker or something. And then we got an entire highway system clogged up with vehicles with no charge and no way to get them a charge. So now you're looking at a tow bill. Oh, why am I being towed? Because I don't have a vehicle anymore that runs on gasoline. I've got one that runs on electric. And it just so happens that I had just enough charge to get myself home and plug it back in again. But guess what? There was an accident on the highway. And not only myself, but there's 100 other vehicles stuck out there right now that are all going to have to be towed to get back to, wherever they came from. I really don't think, they're worried about greenhouse gases and they're worried about the environment. And I understand that. I get it. But you just can't decide, okay, well, let's see, 2035, we're going to have all the gasoline engines off the highway, or at least 85 to 90% of them. And like I said, there's traffic jams, there's accidents, there's all kinds of, there's weather, You get stuck in the weather. It's raining so hard you can't drive. Well, then what? I don't think they're thinking about all the aspects of what could happen to people, in the future with what they're trying to push. But anyhow, that's my little rant about what the government's doing to us today. But silver and gold, hedge against inflation. They're supposed to be, that's what they're supposed to be good for. Inflation's going up. I see silver and gold prices going down. I mean, they've been primarily stagnant. They've been stagnant. Yeah, we had a little uptick in gold here where it jumped up to, 1830, almost 1840, from close to 1600. I mean, it made a little run, but I don't know, a hedge against inflation. It's a nice sentiment. It's a nice thing to say, but is there really any merit? So what are you stacking? I got a lot of high-end pieces here. Are they worth investing in, or would you rather just spend your money, stacking bars and bullion? What are you looking at? I found this past week at my local coin store. He had a whole tray of slabbed Morgans in. This one happens to be an 1886 Philly, but it's got an MS63 DMPL. And we all know the DMPL, deep mirror proof like, is what you're looking for in the Morgans. I mean, if you're going to collect Morgans, DMPL is what you want. You don't want the sliders. You don't want the, this, that, the next thing. You want the DMPL. That's just as plain as it gets, and that's just as nice as they get. That's deep mirror proof like. And obviously you can see that's exactly what this coin is. I mean, that's a mirror finish on there. And look at the frostiness on that eagle. Every little breast feather left on that baby. That's why I think the MS63 is a little bit light on this one. I think it could have been a 64. Honestly, it could have been a 64. And I'm thinking if this was an S, more than likely it would have been a 64. But because it was a Philly and they made so many of them, I think that, they threw it into the 63 category. But what a stunning coin. I mean, just look at that mirror-like finish on the fields and how frosty her head is. Look at how frosty her head is. That's a beautiful coin. I was glad to pick this one up. As far as I'm concerned, this is the nicest one he had in there, slabbed. And I was just showing you one a second ago. That's one I found that was raw at an antique place. But if you look at this one, now this is an S. And it's an 1878 first year. Look at the frostiness on the Morgan head on this one. And the I'm gonna say I'm sending this one in to be graded. But deep mirror proof like, if it doesn't come back deep mirror proof like, something's wrong, because it looks just as beautiful as the one I just showed you in a slab. And this one's been, sitting around in someone's drawer or a case for a long, long time. A lot of years. And for it to still look this good, I mean, this coin is beautiful. You talk about deep mirror proof like on the fields of the coin and all the luster and cartwheel that you could imagine. For a first year Morgan, San Francisco mint mark, I'm hoping I can get the designation DMPL on this beauty for sure. And I don't have a lot, I don't have a lot of high-end coins. However, when I can pick something up that I really find eye appealing, to myself for a good price, I'm not going to be afraid to throw down the fiat to pick up something like this. The coat of arms. 2021 coat of arms for England. Queen Elizabeth, 100 pounds denomination on this coin, fully backed by their government. And I mean, just a stunning, stunning coin. It's growing on me quick as one of my favorites. I love proofs. And everybody knows it. I always talk a lot about proof coins and whatnot, but this 4.9's fine. Coat of arms is just beautiful. It's growing on me real quick. Here's something I picked up. They only made this coin in 2001, and they were going to make more of them. It was kind of, it was It was just something that they were kind of running through, like the Eagles. You know, they were thinking about starting to mass produce these 1 ounce bullion coins from the U.S. Mint, just like the Eagles, but they didn't. They decided against it, and they only made them for the 1 year. In the Philadelphia Mint is where this one was made. And they actually designated that on there. Most Philadelphia minted coins don't have any mint mark. However, these were, a P was put on these coins. This is a proof. And it's a 1 ounce buffalo. Minted in the United States of America by the United States Mint. It's real close to the reverse of the gold $50 piece. And the one I'm referring to is this right here. This is a proof, 2011, $50 gold piece. And like I say, there are a lot of similarities in this coin and this one. I mean, a lot of similarity. Except obviously one's worth $50 and it's in 4/9 fine gold, and the other is $1 and it's in silver. But just look at the similarities in them two coins right there. I would have loved to have seen them make more of these 1 ounce buffalo rounds right here, these coins. I almost like them better than the Eagles, to tell you the truth. The American Silver Eagle. I mean, just look at that. I would have loved if they would have kept making them, put them into production. I'd have probably bought a monster box of them. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't have minded a full monster box of those beauties right there. Here's something I picked up from an auction. I don't know. It was a few weeks ago already, but I'll take it out of the case real quick here. Canada, $20. It's got a little holographic car up in the corner there. And it's blowing out some fumes out the back and whatnot. This is a proof coin. It was a commemorative coin from Canada. Kind of costly, you know. I didn't have to pay quite as much for it. It's from the year 2000. Like I said, I got it through an auction, and there really wasn't many people interested in it. I don't know why. Because for a year 2000 coin, over 20 years old, I was more than happy to get my hands on this thing. I was like, I don't know much about the little car that's on there. I guess I could do some research and whatnot, but I was like, a proof, 1 ounce. What do they call it? The transportation steam buggy. It's called a steam buggy, I guess. The H.S. Taylor steam buggy. Back when guys used to wear top hats and whatnot. Kind of a cool little piece. It is a proof coin. And it did come in this really sweet metal box here that came with it. From the Royal Canadian Mint. And like I said, I didn't pay an arm and a leg for it. But it is a sweet coin to have in my collection. I consider it high-end. You know, just because it's not a piece of normal bullion that you just, see anywhere, that you could find anywhere, I guess you could say. This is a really nice Libertad I picked up. And they refer to this as the Astronomy Coin. And it's got the angel on there and what appears to be the earth, the sun way in the background. And I'm not sure what the brownish colored planet would be, but that is some type of precious stone there. And that's an ounza. And the back of it kind of looks golden, but it is 1 ounce of silver. And like I said, they refer to this as the Astronomy Coin. I saw this one on a Facebook site, and I was like, I gotta have it. I love Libertads in the first place to begin with. And when I saw this one, I was just like, well, that's got to be in my collection. It's not bullion. It's not a coin. It's not a bar, and it's not gonna increase my stack by anything other than an ounce of silver. However, and it's one of the reasons I started this channel to begin with is not only to be able to talk about gold and silver, but one of the main reasons I began it was so I could show people and so that we could look at the different coins and gold and silver bars and everything else out there that is being produced. I mean, it's come so far, Things have come along so far from just being able to stack plain old Canadian maple leafs or, Cougarans or American silver eagles. It's just come so far. And this is a $25 maple leaf. And they did 500 of these. That's called the Opal. This one's called the Red Opal Stone. Pure silver coin with red opal stone. And it's got the red and white stripes in the fields of the coin there. Just another one I had to have. I call it high end. I don't know if you would per se, but I do, because it was a little more costly than just your regular coin and a little something nicer to look at. Here's another one that they made 500 of. And this one is referred to as the just opal stone. And it looks like this. Now I show these things and I have people, where'd you find that? Where'd you get that? How many were minted? How many have they made? Where can I find one? They made 500 of them. That's it. And this happens to be, let's see here. What's it say? Number 492 out of 500. I've seen others. They usually go for anywhere between 160 and 250, maybe 260. So it's a high-end coin. Or, what I would classify as a high-end coin. I don't want to drag this video on forever, but I want to go over one more thing about high-end and nicer coins to look at and things like this. I call this one Ride the Lightning. Anybody knows anything about Metallica, which was a big band, when I was in high school and whatnot, they had that Ride the Lightning CD that they came out with, and it looks a lot like that. That's what that reminds me of. That's why I had to have that one. I thought that was really cool. But what I want to explain to people is this, because I'm tired of hearing people make the mistake. This is a Libertad. Okay? 1 ounce. This is not the front of the coin. Okay? This is the front of the coin. So everybody can get this straight. The Libertad's coat of arms is the front of the coin. The angel with the volcanoes in the fields of the coin is the reverse. Okay? This is the reverse of this coin. This is the obverse, or the front. So for those who don't know, if you watch this video, now you'll know. Because it's just depressing when people, get themselves a channel going and they start talking about things and they're giving misinformation. It's no different than anything else where the misinformation comes out. I don't like listening to it. That's like talking to somebody about guns and they keep referring to a mag as a clip or a clip as a mag. I mean, as soon as I hear a person doesn't know that, I just don't want to talk to them anymore about guns because to me it's obvious they don't know what they're talking about. You've probably heard me rant on long enough in this video. It's going on 30 minutes already, so I'm going to cut it off. But what do you have any high-end pieces in your stack, or are you just stacking just for weight? Are you looking for a hedge against inflation? Or do you have a few pieces in your stack that are, eye candy? Do you have any eye candy stuffed away in the safe or wherever you keep your gold and silver? I've got a little bit of it. I shared it with you today. I hope you enjoyed it. This is all for entertainment. I am not a financial advisor in any way, shape, or form. But I love coming on and showing you the few nice things that I can come up with that I can find. Here's my last thing I'm going to give you a look at today. My Carson City uncirculated. Beautiful Morgan. Now, if there's one piece of high-end eye candy that everybody should have if they collect silver, is this little beauty right here. You gotta have yourself a beautiful Carson City in the stack. This is an 1884. They made a lot of these in 1882 and 1884, so they are kind of common. I think I paid about maybe $225 for this one, but I've seen them go for a lot higher than that. But this is my 1884 Carson City. And it'll be handed down. It'll be handed down because I'm definitely not selling it. I feel lucky that I was even able to find one. So let me know. Let me know what you got going on in the stack. Any high end, or is it all just for bulk? Is it all for the future and a hedge against inflation? Central Michigan Stacker, I hope you like, subscribe, and I'm out.